Hey everybody, this is Kyle Vanson for RoboReviews.net, and I am reviewing the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection for the PlayStation 3. Go buy it. Be sure to visit Robot. Yep, that's it. Seriously, I have to do this? Are these reviews for infant morons? Fine. If you somehow misunderstood me, I have a high opinion of the disc currently spinning in my PlayStation 3. The Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, for those of you who have never paid attention to an "Are video games art" debate, or refuse to play anything but Halo and Madden, is a remastered release of two of the PlayStation 2's most beautiful, iconic, and lasting titles. You should buy it, whether or not you played either before. Actually, if you have played either before, you shouldn't need this review. No one should. So since I've got a microphone in a few minutes, I'm just going to wax poetic about two games for a bit, and you can either go play them yourself or shut up and listen. Now, I own Shadow of the Colossus for the PlayStation 2, still. It's on my shelf, and I must have played through it 4 or 5 times. But I only played Ico once, somehow on a rental or something I can't recall. It was so long ago. And that's what first blew me away by the restored version on the PlayStation 3. Bluepoint has done a wonderful job, and it's really impossible to tell this game is a decade old. Hey, happy anniversary, Ico! Anyway, I was glad of the absence, because rediscovering this little treasure was quite the treat. Now, Ico is an environmental puzzle-based platformer that tells a very simple tale of a small boy who's been imprisoned in an imposing and isolated castle due to his having been born with rather large horns. Ico manages a clumsy escape from his bondage, and soon discovers he's not alone. A mysterious girl is also imprisoned, and she, Yorda, cannot be understood. And that's really it. Unlike most video games where the agile and brutal hero searches for the golden whatever to vanquish all badness forever, it's just a scared but brave boy leading around an enigmatic girl looking for an exit. And while the gameplay and controls themselves are firmly rooted in 2001, leading to a few death-inducing misjumps, somewhat shoddy AI in the form of Yorda herself, or bland and repetitive combat that seems to break up the flow in action rather than enhance it, these rough qualities seem to somehow enhance the experience. I'm not doing wall runs and air comboing a shadow monster. I'm a boy with a stick. And there's barely even any music, adding to the already mounting isolation. And as I said, for a game simply remastered in HD, it looks gorgeous. On the flip side, there's Shadow of the Colossus, a primer on one of my favorite games of all time. While Ico is about claustrophobia and meekness, Shadow is sweeping, it's grand, it's almost bombastic. They have a lot in common: sacrifice, isolation, a lack of power. You control a nameless hero who's come to a forbidden land to seek a simple request: the resurrection of a girl. The relationship between the main character and his end goal is left purposefully ambiguous, and more power to Colossus for it. We don't need to know all the details between them, we just need to know how far this hero will go to save her, and the price is steep. Your task is to ride out in the massive countryside, searching the canyons, deserts, gullies, and forests for 16 behemoths of flesh and stone, and kill them. The game boils down to exploration and 16 epic boss fights, and that's it. But each one is so varied and so unique. Each is a beautiful puzzle to solve, culminating in a final mix of triumph and guilt as you plunge your sword in for a killing blow. When I realized that Colossus number 13, my favorite in the game, was simply going to ignore me, not attack, not even take an interest in my presence, the weight of my task really hit hard. In a video game, I was struck dumb with feeling in a game about slaying walking mountains to a thrilling soundtrack. Damn. The mechanics are a bit rusty, and I don't give a shit. The artistic design of this game gnaws at my insides, and nothing can change that. The graphical update is not as noticeable as Ico's, but the switch to a 16:9 widescreen is immediately appreciated, and the first time you ride Agro, your trusty steed, out into the bleak expanse of the Forbidden Land, the draw distance alone staggers. Both games are enhanced by replayability out the wazoo, where replayability normally comes from. Colossus includes time trials for all 16 battles, which upon completion unlocks a number of items and weaponry, and the desire to find all the fruit and lizards in the game to make your hero unstoppable is hard to resist. Ico benefits by being the European version of the game rather than the crappy North American release, meaning that completion of the game results in Yorda's cryptic subtitles being translated to English. And the game even allows a second player to control this helpless girl, taking the troublesome AI away. It's not the most exciting second player activity, but it adds to the flow of the game, and it sure beats Super Mario Galaxy's tacked on multiplayer. There, I did my bit. I reviewed a release that doesn't need more internet praise from another nameless voice. If that doesn't convince you, go die. Now I'm just gonna talk, go over stuff by which I was blown away. You just listen. Here's something good. It's a moment where the cutscene flows right seamlessly into the gameplay, and the player's got to make a choice, and fast. It's staggering. As far as Colossus goes, there's a few moments in the game where the music shifts during the fights. tranquil and spooky during your exploration, becoming more pulse-pounding as you begin your assault. And during the 9th Colossus fight, that moment is so cinematic and brilliant, one wants to stretch the fight out just to have it happen 2 or 3 times. Damn you people, stop watching this and go play the games! Oh, and be sure to visit roboreviews.net for plenty more reviews, both our back catalog and more to come. We should have one up every week, and we'll see you next time. God,
Where are you going?
I'm done.
Hold on a sec.
Christ.
We just...